What happens when a peaceful protest meets an unexpected violent response? Picture a serene afternoon on the UCLA campus where a group of students gather together in a peaceful demonstration, a protest against Israel's war on Gaza. Yet, this tranquility is abruptly shattered when a vigilante mob in support of Israel descends upon the protesters. The situation quickly spirals out of control, transforming the peaceful protest into a scene of chaos and violence. The mob, armed with pepper spray and fireworks, launches an assault on the unsuspecting students. The peaceful pro-Palestinian protesters, left with no choice but to defend themselves against this unexpected attack, fight back with the same weapons. One could anticipate that the local law enforcement, the Los Angeles Police Department, would intervene swiftly. However, in a shocking turn of events, the LAPD delayed their intervention for nearly 4 hours. 4 long, agonizing hours where violence reigned and peace was but a distant memory. This delay sparked nationwide protests at universities across the United States, shining a harsh light on the escalating tensions surrounding divestment from Israel. More than that, it raised serious concerns about the escalating violence and potential far-right influences within the pro-Israel group. This incident was not just an isolated event, it was a stark reminder of the deep-seated issues that simmer beneath the surface of our society. In times like these, it's important to stay to understand the complexities of these situations. We are committed to bringing you the facts, unraveling the truth behind these incidents. If you find this information valuable and want to understand more about how current events intersect, remember to hit the subscribe button. When a single incident sparks a nationwide response, we need to understand what's really at stake here. As the echoes of the UCLA clash reverberated across the country, a ripple effect was set into motion. This single event triggered nationwide protests and mobilization on campuses across the United States. Students and faculty alike began to mobilize. Protests sprang up like wildfires, a testament to the solidarity and collective conscience of the academic community. The incident also highlighted the ongoing tensions surrounding divestment from Israel, reflecting a deeper concern. The event at UCLA was not an isolated one, but rather a manifestation of a deeper, more pervasive concern, a concern that universities have been wrestling with for years. The violence at UCLA served as a stark reminder of how volatile and sensitive this issue truly is. In response, students, educators, and activists across the country raised their voices, not just in protest, but also in call for dialogue and understanding. They called for a nuanced conversation about Israel-Palestine relations. Here we can ask ourselves, how should we react to this situation? The nationwide protests were not merely a reaction to an incident, they were a call to action. They were a plea for peace and justice, a demand for a nuanced conversation about Israel-Palestine relations, and a call for universities to reckon with their investments. This wave of nationwide protests is a clear indication that the issue extends far beyond UCLA. It is a reflection of a broader societal concern, a microcosm of the larger global conversation about peace, justice, and human rights. The incident at UCLA served as a catalyst, prompting a nationwide introspection about the complexities of the Israel-Palestine conflict and the role of academic institutions in it. Yet, amid the protests and the passionate debates, one thing remains crystal clear. The violence witnessed at UCLA has no place in our society, let alone on our campuses. It's a poignant reminder that the path to resolution is steeped in dialogue, understanding, and respect for differing perspectives. These nationwide protests are a clear demonstration of the growing concern and unrest. We need to understand these events and their implications on a larger scale. But what's triggering this escalation in violence, and who's really behind it? This question lingers in the minds of many as we bear witness to the unfolding tension and violence. The concerns at the heart of this matter are threefold. 1. Escalating cycle of violence and delayed intervention by the Los Angeles Police Department. The escalating violence seems to be spiraling out of control. The incident at UCLA is not an isolated event, but represents a broader issue. The peaceful pro-Palestinian protesters were faced not with a disciplined, organized opposition, but a mob armed with pepper spray and fireworks. The delayed intervention of the Los Angeles Police Department after nearly 4 hours intensifies these concerns. Is this a sign of a failing system? System two, potential far-right influences within the pro-Israel group and their implications. It's important to note that not all supporters of Israel are part of this far-right faction, yet we cannot dismiss their presence and influence. Are the pro-Israel supporters being manipulated or influenced by far-right ideologies? Are these ideologies fueling the violence we see today? The implications are significant. If left unchecked, these far-right elements can distort the narrative, sow discord, and escalate the violence even more, affecting not only the pro-Palestinian and pro-Israel groups, but also the broader community. The fear is that these influences could polarize our society, creating a divide that's difficult to bridge. 3. The complexity of the situation and the need for dialogue, understanding, and compassion. The situation is undoubtedly influenced by layers, politics, ideologies, and emotions. It's not about a single event or group. It's about understanding the broader context and the forces behind it. How can we, as a society, respond? The question remains, how can we navigate these complex issues? The lie's not in division, but in dialogue, understanding, and compassion. Only then can we hope to address these underlying concerns and work towards a peaceful resolution. As members of a global community, we need to comprehend these events in the context of human rights and peace. So where do we go from here? These are questions that echo in our hearts and minds, especially as we grapple with the unsettling developments unfolding before our eyes. 1. Our collective capacity for dialogue, mutual respect, and understanding is the first area to focus on. How can we respond effectively? The answer, while not readily apparent, lies in our collective capacity for dialogue, mutual respect, and understanding. It's a path that calls for us to step out of our echo chambers and engage in conversations that may be uncomfortable, yet are necessary for finding a resolution. 2. Remembering the human element in the midst of tensions. At the heart of these tensions are real individuals with hopes and dreams, fears and concerns. It's easy to forget this when we're caught up in the heat of the moment, but it's crucial to keep this human element in mind if we're to achieve any lasting resolution. 3. The role of leaders, education, and the call to action. How can we respond? Also look to our leaders, those in positions of influence, to set an example. They have the power to either fuel flames of discord or quell them with words, reconciliation, and actions that promote peace. Their role in steering the course of this narrative cannot be understated. And let us not forget role of education. By fostering a deeper understanding of the historical and societal contexts that surround these tensions, we can begin to dismantle the stereotypes and prejudices that often serve as catalysts for violence. It's a complex issue, one that demands our attention and action. And while the journey towards resolution be fraught with challenges, it's a journey that we must undertake. For the sake of peace, for the sake of our shared humanity, we need to understand these events in the broader context of our shared experiences. In the end, it's not just about picking sides, but understanding the complexity of the situation. The incident at UCLA was not an isolated event, but a reflection of the tensions that reverberate nationwide. This brings us to our first topic, the importance of peaceful resolutions. So how can we, as compassionate people, respond? This is followed by the crucial need for understanding and finally addressing underlying concerns. The significance of this incident and the subsequent protests across the nation can't be understated. If you found this video informative, wish to delve deeper into how current events shape our society, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more insights on vital issues.